Penn Jillette may have just outed somebody at Fox News. Now, when I say outed, I don't mean gay outed, which is probably what most people think immediately when you hear that. That's what I think. I mean outed an atheist. An atheist at Fox News? Come on. I mean, that is almost unbelievable, right? Well, let's hear.
Greg Gutfeld, who is a buddy of mine. Greg Gutfeld, who, after I do Red Eye, takes me out and we have steaks afterwards. A good buddy of mine that I write emails back and forth to. A good buddy of mine that we talk about our books with. A good buddy of mine who does not believe in God. Greg Gutfeld is there sucking God's dick to keep his job on the 5 because he makes some long green. He makes some serious long green doing that show. And what I want to say is Greg Gutfeld is a true capitalist and a true atheist because he just sits there making sure the check is going to clear. Now, I wrote to Greg and I said, come on the show. I said, come on the show and talk to us about being next to there. And what's he saying? He's saying most to remind you to, well, we'll find that out later. He is sitting there on the show. So I write to him, yeah, dare Greg Gutfeld, the new asshole. Yes, I'm going to do that right now. So Greg is sitting there in his little booster chair because Greg Gutfeld is so short he'd have to go up on me. You know what I mean? He is a tiny, he would have to do a chin-up on my ball sack to suck my dick. That's what Greg Gutfeld will have to do. And after watching him on this Fox show, believe me, he's going to. Next time I'm in New York, he is going to be doing a chin-up on my ball sack. He sits there, right? And he also tells me, and I write to him and say, come on our podcast, defend yourself for sitting next to her, as she said, all atheists should leave the country. And you're right there going, well, I'll just take this yellow star off my lapel. I don't need to really wear that. And he says that Dana is not only a coworker, but also a friend. Yeah. And she's wonderful and he loves her. And he sincerely does. And I also say, you pussy. That's what I say to him. When he says he won't come on the show, I say to him, you pussy, and he writes back a one-word email that says, accurate.
Yeah, I believe every word of Penn Jillette there. That makes sense, man. Look, there's a lot of these guys, I always tell you this, there's a debate going on where all of us ask the question, is it that the people on the right, whether it be the people on Fox News or the Rush Limbaughs of the world, are they idiots? Or are they just deceiving their listeners? And they're smarter than they're pretending to be, but they're playing a character, right? And I think it varies from person to person, right? So, for example, I think Bill O'Reilly is totally genuine. I think he believes everything that he says. Sean Hannity, not so much. Because Sean Hannity will contradict himself one day or the next. He doesn't give a fuck about the contradiction. He's doing it because he's acting, right? And, you could debate other ones as well. Greg Gutfeld being an atheist is not really all that surprising. I've heard him make offhanded comments that made me kind of double take for a second, where he would talk about, how he binge drinks or drinks a lot on one of the shows. I forget what show he was on. It might have been O'Reilly. And O'Reilly was kind of stunned too, right? But he said it in a nonchalant way as if to suggest, like, yeah, what's the problem? There's nothing wrong with that. Meanwhile, on Fox News, they'd be like, oh my God, alcoholic substances, it's all evil, it's all bad. He's like, yeah, no, I drink. What? Right? So I'm like, interesting. Here's a guy supposedly like, oh yeah, Christian, conservative, Republicans are right about everything, moralism, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Anyway, somebody go get me a beer and a shot of Jack Daniels, right? So there's a little contradiction, but I didn't think much of it because, hey, it's Greg fucking Gutfeld. Who gives a shit what Greg Gutfeld thinks anyway? But to have Penn Jillette say he's an atheist, and he's referring to a specific situation where Dana Perino and the other jackasses on the 5 were ranting, and Perino actually said, hey, atheists should just leave the country. You don't like it? Leave it. Get the fuck out of here. And because she, in her idiotic mind, she thinks it's a Christian nation, when of course it is explicitly not a Christian nation. That's the whole idea of the country. You have the Establishment Clause, the separation of church and state, right? And he's like, Gutfeld was sitting there when he is an atheist, and he doesn't agree with that, and he knows it's bullshit, but he kept his fucking mouth shut because he wants to keep the paychecks coming and he wants to keep his job. That's awesome, man. So after you do the deductions, for Greg Gutfeld, and you see it, add the 6, divide by 4, carry the 2, that makes his grand total of things that he's right about to 1.